Good evening. We're now joined by regional finalists, Colorado Mesa Mavericks. To our middle, we have Coach Chris Hanks, and to our right, first baseman Nick Borowski. We'll start things off with opening comments from Coach Hanks, followed by questions from the media.
Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Texas A&M-Kingsville. They've got a really good club. They're very athletic, and they sure played well this weekend at the regional. In terms of us, I'm real proud of our guys. We battled through the conference tournament, through the regional tournament. Today, from the outset, I don't think it was our day. I think we chose the right guy to start the game. Nick, through Game 5 in the conference tournament. Cardinelli's he's a shutdown guy when he's in the zone, but that's some of the problem is he's not always in the zone, and we didn't get off to a good start because of that. But they pitched it well, and they put the pressure on us. They got a lead, and they kept building, and when we scored, they answered. So they're deserving of being the regional champions.
All right. Well, Coach, you said that I asked a good question the other day, but it's hard to, of course, ask a question when you're in the wrong game. But if you think about offensively, when you're going up against a team that is so aggressive on the base pass, and then you're on the defense, and like you kind of said, you have your best day, how do you try to counteract what they're doing on the offensive end, running the bases, when they do that so well?
Well, first of all, I'll start with from a defensive standpoint. Me and the pitching coach talked before the game. We didn't necessarily have the best two pitchers scheduled to defend a running game, but we wanted to go with fresh arms. We've been in enough of these regionals, and we've seen what teams have done when they bring starters back and things like that. Mines did it today. Quite honestly, it just doesn't work out very often. And last year, our guy Kyle Leahy, we brought him back in the championship, and it worked out. And that's one of the only times I've seen it happen. So we went with fresh arms, but they're also guys that are probably some of our maybe weaker guys defending the running game. On the offensive side, once they got the lead, we just early on, we wanted to get a runner on, move them over, get the zero off the board. We talked about, number one, getting a hit. And then once you get the hit, get a run, get the zero off the board. And sometimes, if you take it in small bites like that, some good stuff happens. And we got some stuff going, but we couldn't stop them. When we went back out, they answered, and that was just a tough thing.
Nick, a good day today. You had a good overall tournament. And so even though you didn't come up with the result here today, what does it mean to at least have a chance to play for a regional championship and potentially get to the World Series?
Yeah, I think it was huge considering that, in the conference tournament we lost our first game. We came back and won the whole thing. And we kind of fell into that same pattern this weekend. And to be able to get back to the championship game was just kind of pretty cool. So even though we didn't come out on top, this team, like he told us earlier, is 8-0 in extra inning ball games. We sometimes score a bunch of runs, give them up, but we're always going to battle, and I think this team is just very resilient, and I think that's why we got back to it. Didn't come out on top, but sometimes things don't go your way, so live to see another day.
And then, Coach, seeing this team earlier, and then for them to did you feel kind of coming into it like, okay, we have a chance to kind of rewrite the wrong from earlier? Would you say?
Yeah, I really felt like the matchup favored us in terms of when Mines lost. I liked the fact that we were opening the day with Mines, a familiar opponent, and getting another crack at Kingsville. I think that number one, they're a really good club, and I think they're playing well. We just didn't get off to a good enough start in either games. We spotted an 8-0 lead in Game 1, and some of that is we didn't pitch it very well from the standpoint of walks and pitching behind, and some of that is coupled with their aggressiveness and their timely hitting and some of those things. So it's kind of a perfect storm. We have no excuses. I'm proud of this team. As Nick said, we were 8-0 this year in extra inning ball games. This is a team that they'd fight you on any day of the week and twice on Sunday, and we did fight twice on Sunday. We just ran out of gas. But I've also never had a team that, when I talk about their toughness, we had guys hurt all over the place. And coming into the day, I can't tell you how many starters we're missing. But we have depth, and that's the way why we recruit depth. We still liked our chances. We knew we didn't have all our weapons, but we did have weapons. They're just different than what we were used to. So, I mean, given all those things, I'm really proud of these guys.
And Nick, have you ever seen a guy like Garrett who hurt his foot, was ready to out there and go keep playing, and then Zach happened to be 10-2 for so long? That kind of speaks to that same toughness that coach was talking about. What do you say?
Yeah, I would agree. Zach and Garrett, as well as our catcher Tyler Sandoval, are easily top 5 of the toughest guys I've played with. Heart and mind. They love to play the game. They go out every day and they do it for the team mostly, and that comes first. So it was a blessing to play with them for 3 years.